Hi, I'm Dylan Good.
I'm Pun.
Today we'll be storming with a high of 68 and a low of 41. The rest of the week is going to get colder, so try to have a warm and safe fall break.
Today for lunch we will be having crispy chicken tacos or beef sauce tacos.
Today is the last day before fall break. Make sure to turn in all your assignments before they'll close.
Get ready for the fourth period dot decorating contest the week we get back from fall breaks. The last day to dress up your dot is the 27th. Judging start on the 30th. The winner will be announced on the 31st. The grand prize is very tasty donuts.
Today's album of the day is Ooh Rapaya by George Clinton. This album is crazy, filled with noisy vaporwave melodies and George Clinton's insane production. The album described nothing other than ear candy. We here at Tribecast give it a 15 out of 10. Suggest albums in the comments below. Now on to Jacob Robert Perry with today's Daily Playbook.
Thank you, Dylan. I'm Jacob Robert Perry, and here's today's Daily Playbook. There are no games today, so we are moving to tomorrow's games. The boys varsity soccer team also has their sectional game. You guessed it, time and location are yet to be announced. The co-ed cross-country team is going to the Eagle Invite at Taylor University. The run starts at 8:30 a.m. The varsity football game... The varsity football team has their senior home game against Muncie Central High School. The game starts at noon and the theme is Pink Out. Now on to games over fall break. The junior varsity football team has an away game against Muncie Central at 6 p.m. On Monday the 9th, the girls volleyball team has their sectional game, which once again, time is yet to be announced. On Thursday the 12th, the boys varsity football team has an away game against Logansport High School at 7 p.m. On Friday the 13th, the girls varsity soccer team has their regional game and sticks with the theme of time and location being yet to be announced. The boys varsity soccer team also has the same thing going on with their regional game. The girls volleyball team is joining the soccer teams with their sectional not being announced. All of these games are on Saturday the 14th. The co-ed cross-country team is having their sectionals at Noblesville High School. The run starts at 10 a.m. On the 14th, the junior varsity football team has a home game against Logansport High School. The game starts at noon on the 14th. Now on to the 21st. Yes, there's a lot. The girls soccer team has their semi-state game where location is yet to be determined. The girls volleyball team has their regional games and the location is also yet to be determined. The boys varsity soccer team has their semi-state game that is yet to be decided when and where. The co-ed cross-country team has its regionals at Shelbyville High School at 10 a.m. If you want to know when these events start or if you just want to stay up to date on sporting events, go to ahsathletics.net or go to the anderson.indians page on Instagram. Now on to Travis Fisher with his interview with Chief David Scaramazzo.
Hi, I'm Travis Fisher, and today I'm here with NJROTC Chief
Scaramazzo.
And today I'll be asking you some questions there about NJROTC.
All right.
So what does NJROTC teach students in school?
So NJROTC teaches these young men and women to be better citizens.
Yes.
A lot of people think that we are a recruiting program for the military, which we are not. If people are interested in the military, we will educate them on the military. But we are not there to push them into the military in any direction. We technically, the program is called a citizenship development program, and all it is there to make these young men and women better human beings when they leave this high school and they enter our communities, so that they can be productive citizens in our communities.
So do students think they automatically are involved in the military whenever they go into NJROTC?
Some people think that, yes, that we are there to promote them and recruit them into the military just because of the uniform and stuff like that. But then we have to explain to them that, hey, no, we're not here to put you in the military. We're not recruiters. Again, we're retired. So we're just like these normal teachers. And again, we're just here to teach them how to be better people. So when they have those questions, we let them know, like, no, we're not putting you in the military if you join our program.
So how do you communicate with other NJROTC instructors to help students succeed in NJROTC?
With other NJROTC instructors?
Yes.
I talked to quite a few other NJROTC instructors in the state and other states. I have a buddy up in Michigan that teaches Ohio, and then some of the instructors down in southern Indiana. We all have different schools. We have different populations and different young men and women in our schools. So it's kind of good to get an idea of what they do, what works for them, what might not work for us. Because again, Anderson's a little different ball game than say New Albany High School down in southern Indiana. It's not as rough, maybe not as difficult as us, but it's good to run ideas and bounce ideas off other instructors, especially ones that have been in the program for 10, 15, 20 years doing this.
That's a long time. Can you describe the different ranks students can rank up in JRTC?
Absolutely. Most of them come in and we don't provide them with a rank.
Yeah.
If they're first starting off, we want them to earn it. But then you start off basically as a seaman apprentice in E2. And it goes all the way up through the lower enlisted ranks, and then you get into the upper enlisted ranks, the petty officer ranks, and then the chief, senior chief, master chief ranks, and then the officer ranks. And the chief and the officer ranks, they're going to be our unit leaders.
Yeah.
And with our program, again, I am just there to oversee this NJRTC program. The young men and women in the program, they run it.
Yeah.
We let them make the decisions. They are the leadership. When these other young cadets have issues and questions, we send them to the cadet leadership before they come to us. So just part of that, building them to be better people.
Now, have you known anyone that has reached the top rank?
Oh, yes.
Out of all those?
Absolutely. Usually every year we'll have our company commander. Right now it's Cadet Caden Brown.
Yeah.
He's a senior and he's getting ready to go to the Marine Corps after he graduates in December. So he's our top ranking individual. He has the highest ranking in our program, and he's our company commander. So he's made it all the way to the top. And his freshman year, he was a little knucklehead that didn't know what he wanted and didn't think that he even wanted to be in the JRTC program. But then he came back and realized that it was for him, and then he just ran with it ever since.
That's good. He
Yes.
stuck with that.
Yes, he did.
So-
And he can be a good Marine because of it.
What are the consequences if students doesn't participate in JROTC?
So the biggest things we do when it comes to participation is on Wednesdays, we wear the uniform. One day a week, we require them to wear a uniform. Some cadets are afraid to wear it. They don't want to wear it. They're afraid of their friends and what they got to say, pick on them. We try to get through to them, like all we're trying to do is, you look good, you feel good. So when you dress up, you look nice, you feel nice. But if they do not wear the uniform, they're not going to get the full participation, not going to get the full grade. Same thing with Mondays and Fridays when we are in the gym doing PE, physical training. If they're not participating, they're not getting full credit. If they're not dressed out in the gear that we give them, the Navy shirts, then they're not getting full credit. Just like any other class. If you're not doing what's expected of you, your grades are going to be affected.
Yeah, it's going to drop big time.
Big time. Yes. And if your grade it drops in NJRTC, you got a problem. Because it's one of the easiest classes to not have a bad grade in this unit, because all it requires is a little participation.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Always involves participation. So.
That's not hard to do.
So, what can students expect to learn doing NJROTC?
They can expect to learn a lot of leadership.
Yes.
Which is hard. We teach them about leadership, but then we actually put them to the test and have them being leaders, right? Again, the cadets, these young men and women, they're running the unit. So they're learning the leadership aspect of it. They're learning the communication portion. One of the biggest things I advocate on is communicating. We can't fix things or do things if we don't know about them.
Oh yeah.
And so if you have a secret and you don't tell anyone, there's nothing we can do about it. So communication is one of my biggest pet peeves in this school. In the real Navy, it will just drive you nuts if people don't communicate. And then also just the community. Again, our biggest advocate is the community. We want to be there for the community. We do a lot of community service. So they learn what it's like to give back to somebody else. Help somebody else, because one day we might need a little help and someone might need to be there for us. But if you continue to give back to the community, it helps it get better. So we do a lot of community service in the town, the mayor's office, the police department, the fire department. They're always hitting us up for some community service offers. So we love it.
It's always good to give back to the community.
Absolutely. Yes. It's not about us, it's about everybody else.
Well, as we're lowering down on our final question here, what do you enjoy most about being an NJROTC instructor?
You could ask me for days. I could go on about days for this one. I just love what I do here.
Yeah.
Getting closer to retiring from the Navy, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I had a buddy talk to me about NJRTC, and it sounded interesting, so I got certified in the Navy to do it, and then when I got hired on here, I really started to realize how much I loved it. Being able to help the young men and women in this town and in this school, try to get them what they want in life, try to get them the leadership, the responsibility, the respect, all of the things that we don't teach in normal classes, I want to teach in my program so that when you get out of this school, you're in the real world and you have a better chance of survival out there. So just getting them ready for the real world, getting them on the right track, trying to give people a better position in their lives. I know that I didn't come from the best growing up. So I look back at mine and say, I know there's a lot of people in this school that probably are going through the same thing I went through. And I didn't have anyone out there trying to put an effort into helping me. So when I got hired on here, I realized that this was my calling after the military, was to be an ROTC instructor so that I could help as many young men and women as possible, whatever issues they have, personal life, school, grades, just anything and everything. I like to be the ear. I like to be there for them to come and dump their problems, express their issues and problems on someone that actually is going to listen and care, because I do. I love to care and try to do what I can to help these young men and women.
So you're like a second family member too.
Absolutely. I don't know how many of these young men and women have, told me that I'm more of a father to them, to some of their fathers, and it kind of is. It's an awkward one, but it makes me realize that yes, I need to come up here and I got a job to do here, because some of these young men and women do not have it good, and they may not have someone like me that shows that they care. And again, I don't have a fake care. I really care about you young men and women, and will do anything for you guys to make your life better. Yeah. So I'm not technically a dean, I'm not technically a counselor, but down in my program, I think I wear multiple hats. I'm an NJRTC instructor, a counselor, a dean, a therapist.
They punish anyone.
Yeah. They dump their personal problems on me. You have to punish people for messing up at times, so we get all aspects of the school.
Well, that's some good key piece of advice.
I love what I do. I love that you guys invited me up here so that we could give a little info and insight into the NJRTC program.
I figured since not a lot of people know, besides people that's in NJRTC, I figured, get the word out there. So maybe next year for oncoming people, they can join after seeing this interview.
And they have a better idea what they're getting into.
Yes.
Not coming to the program and then expecting us to put them in the Marine Corps. Like, again, that's not what we're going to do. We really appreciate that, because it's good to let these young men and women know what they're getting into if they want to do this.
Oh, yeah.
Especially some of these coming from Highland next year.
Oh, yeah.
They can see what they're getting into.
Well, thank you for coming out today.
No, thank you very much for having us.
Thank you.
We look forward to it. You have a great day and a great fall break.
You too. I'm Travis Fisher. This has been Travis Corner, and have a happy, safe, and fall break.
Have a great fall break, everyone.
And you want to say it? And always remember, forever proud, forever strong, forever Indians.